me online at themisconception.com or on Facebook, Misconception, MySpace, you know, who uses MySpace anymore? So once upon a time when no woman, no cry, a soul was born redemptified. Out of the lion's den came a woman who grew from the start her master plan. Mr. Marley had a mission to rid cold shoulders, so it's time where you at, my buffalo soldiers. Yeah, we know everything is gonna be alright, but what is this one love that keeps us divided? Don't worry, be happy, even three little birds say, oh baby, I love you every day. So could you be loved? Let your soul shine bare. We must get up, stand up, stir it all up in here. Into the mystic, no great exodus in vain. Now is the time to lively up yourself again. Because as natural mystics, we are but iron lions, returning to our thrones in Zion. See, I'm talking about rhythm and poetry. Spoken word knowingly, spitting our written rhyme alive. Trying to stop time and wake you up at the same line. Shake you up from the divine, give it space to unwind. Our men and women unwind, our minds spinning, divine this crime sinning. Let me start over from the beginning. See, our generation has been kidnapped. Prey of the mind, a victim of time and space, the entire humankind left in this rat race. Not to mention the government's faceless force, here to cover up the source of our true course of nature to date. Might be fate, but there is an escape. Right this way you see, come pray with me, create a new body, become one with your chi. Some say and pray ancient prophecy, while others crave and trade new age philosophy. But these wavelengths are all sent straight from Elohim, so I'm asking, please, let's rewrite history with this rhythm and poetry. Spoken word knowingly, spitting our written rhyme alive. Try to stop time and wake you up with the same line. Shake you up from the divine, give it space to realign our men and women, unwind our minds spinning, define this crime spinning. I think we need to start over from the beginning. So like, we all remember when we called for desegregation for black people, right? Utmost respect. Well now, it is time to demand this kind of respect for fat people. For mad people and sad people, good and bad people, poor people, war people, your people, war people, doormen and storemen, even whore women. Peace for the Native American Mexicans, firemen, gay men, the straight and the trippin', the pimpin', the limpin', those just skimming along. It's time to rewrite that new freedom song that's not limited to one specific wrong. See, that's been going on too damn long in this rhythm and poetry. Spoken word knowingly, spitting our written rhyme alive, trying to stop time and wake you up with the same line. Shake you up from the divine, give it space to realign our men and women, unwind our minds spinning, define this crime sinning. I think we're about to start over from the beginning. So I've decided, with your help of course, to put the new world back in order. Make it not so much divided by these foreign war borders. More focused on fair trade and local supporters, no more organic importers. See, that's for hoarders. This time, you're the gardener and the chef. You know what's best. Not this government dressed up for their cause. We no longer follow those laws that don't make sense because they were never made for Jacques. Served up for the blessed in a world of the oppressed. We are no longer citizens of a depressed country built on protest. See, it's time to rewrite our own address. A new world order, fresh off the menu. Coalesce a new breed, serve it all up for free. And yeah, I need you coming with me with this rhythm and poetry. Spoken word knowingly, spitting our written rhyme alive. Trying to stop time and wake you up at the same line. Shake you up from the divine, give it space to realign our men and women, unwind our minds spinning, define this crime sinning. Y'all, I think we just started over from the beginning. Oh,
yeah. My name is Nicole Anderson, the poet formerly known as Design House in another lifetime. Originally from California, been in Kansas City long enough, I guess, to say I'm from Kansas City. And while I'm not a spoken word artist, I'm still a poet. So. I'm going to try to read a couple pieces. The first one's called Love Affair with the Poet. At times it seems impossible, but now I can clearly see that the greatest love affair I've known was with a struggling poet named me. You see, I learned to love the simple things, the way I held my pen just so, watching all the creative juices work as from my hand the words would flow. There was that special way I held my head when I listened to another poet's rhyme, the way I closed my eyes and dreamed of the day when such presence was mine. I watched our love grow stronger and stronger as I nurtured our relationship to health, and I watched our love almost die and fade out as I traded artistry, security, and wealth. I'm sorry for that, and I'm making amends. I'll work hard to rebuild our love strong, for never again do I want to live that way, all alone without a poetry song. Together we can move mountains and streams, we can change almost anything we touch. This love thing we have runs so deep and so true, at times all this love is too much. We play games with each other, we act mad and don't speak. We write love poems and hate poems and erotic poems that make our knees weak. We act silly and serious, we laugh hard and laugh long. I don't know how I could have missed it, but you were the one all along. You see, I searched high and searched low and complained to the high skies that there was no one to love me, that you were there by my side. Through that rough patch in high school and that asshole in college, through my frogs and my princes and my many quests for true knowledge, you stuck with me through everything and even wrote all that shit down so I could sit down quietly and remember it all, read it with you when no one was around. I don't know how I could have missed it. All the classic signs were there. It was my poetic self that completed me, my poetic self that cared. At times it seems impossible, but now I can clearly see that the greatest love affair I've known, which is the struggling poet named me. One more. It's called On Bad News, if you hadn't heard. His touch is like pure yellow sunshine, but it's being swallowed by the darkness that is me. That murkiness in my clouds threatens to rain on us, and I don't think I brought an umbrella for two. So alone I stand, letting black drops of reality fall on my cheeks, and there he stands, bright rays growing dim each moment, marking the descent of the sun and the death of all light. We are done, and the wet, cold facts lie around us in puddles. His mind and his voice are like crisp white clouds against a pale blue sky, but the clouds, they drop even lower with each passing moment, and the blue sky turns to gray from the sound of his breaking heart. The muffled sounds of shards hitting concrete as the remains of our love become swept into non-existence, into the land of no more, and I can't remember if I say me, you, or us, so I'm letting it all fall back to the ground. The water will overtake it soon. His love was the blanket to keep the cold at bay, and I think I just sang it out in the powder for Cookville. Damn, did it have a whole or two in it, or was that my imagination? Wasn't it ready to be put down and then passed on, or did I throw the baby out with the bathwater? And now I'm going to miss my chance of happiness. Damn. I can hear the motors roar faint as the truck drives off, carrying my friend.
My name is Rodney Reality Jared, founder of Verbal Vision. It's a Christian spoken word poetry troupe that's forward to the performance poetry. Tonight I'm going solo. I can be reached at Reality290. You can find me on Facebook. R. Jared.
When I was 8 years old, this man touched me, and it felt uncomfortable, but I soon fell in love. I was scared to admit it, I'm telling you right now. God confessed to me that I love this man named Jesus Christ. The greatest love story I can ever tell you goes like this. Picture the scene as my dream began. I scanned the crowd and watched as they mocked and assaulted up the stock in the midst. I saw Mother Mary cringe with steel pins that pierced his wrist and his pure blood dripped, and I seen the rips that ripped his flesh and scarred his back, and I was taken back. Father's fantastic and fabulous, sight sadder than one can even imagine. The arms as they spit, bruised and kicked them, or victims, they lifted them high upon the cross for the crowd to witness, but y'all get this. The arrogance of one Roman guard stepped up and spoke up in a genuinely condescending voice, and they snickered. He said, "Aren't thou the one that's the living God? Aren't thou the one that gets struck to the line and made the dead to live again? Well then, surely you saved yourself. I mean, surely you come off the cross, right? Why do you stay? Come on, Jesus Christ. Hold your head skyward and use that so-called power and come off the cross, you coward." And the crowd began to chant. Come off the cross. Come on, Jesus. I mean, you was a man in the right. Come off the cross. Am I not worthy of a miracle? Come off the cross. They mocked him. Come off the cross. And they laughed at him. Come off the cross. blameless, guiltless man lifted his thorn-crowned head and said, I cannot come off the cross. I will not come off the cross because far too many souls will be lost. He said, I must stay. He said, I stay because one day a young connected bird comes in the world of earth and surrender all and cry out to me. And I stay to answer that last gasp like the 16-year-old daughter that beaten and raped in the bathroom and raised the blade to wrist in the failed suicide attempt. And I stay because 7 years later, that same daughter tells her 6-year-old son that her father is his father because Papa can contain himself. And I stay because September 11th, 2001, at approximately 9:27 a.m., the first freedom messenger American flight to be hijacked and redirected to the World Trade Center where 720 American citizens will seek their faces, some of them for the very first time. And I stay because one day there'll be a man sitting on this very stage, fighting back his tears, proclaiming my name, telling people why I stay. And I stay, I promise you I stay. Just the fact that broken and abused woman who stands in the mirror, black and ragged and eyes with a bloody nose, and tell her, no, my daughter, this is not your fault. If he loves you, he wouldn't hit you. And I hang this day on Calvary to just the shame of young mothers into dark alleys with strains and leave with dirty knees with possible disease just to feed their family. Quite frankly, I stay to shed light in the darkness where it comes to babies that cry out from the bottom of dumpsters. But hush, little baby, don't say a word. You can't say a word. So they locked her, left there. To one of his mommy loved me anymore, but you see, mommy OD passed out on urine-stained floors. But I stayed. I stayed. And will be a boy full of sin and lavish weight with a broken and tattered heart will run to me and fall to me on his knees and through his tears with his heart as pure as my blood that drips this day. And he'll say, I can't make it another day without you. Come into my life, and he'll confess that I died for his sins, and then my Father will step in, and his lifeless body he raised up and born again. February 2nd, 1989, I stay, a true story to take the voice of that mother. Had to call long distance son and count until his young brother was murdered. He was shot in the back of the head in the phone, and instead did the same son. He's so blinded by his pain, anger, and guilt as he wasn't there, but he placed a gun in his own mouth, knowing that if he pulled the trigger, his body would flow south. But I stayed. Will it be a man, a woman, a child, a pastor, a first lady, or even one of you that's going to look back at the most difficult times in their life and see only one set of footprints in the sand? And I stay because that's what my Father demands. And I stay for you. Yes, you, Roman guards, the ones that crucified me. Forgive them, Father, for they know not what they do. That's why I stay. But me, being the man that I am, I asked him, Jesus, Christ, Son of Man, Redeemer, Lamb, why do you stay? And he looked at me. He said, I stay. Because not my will, but thy will be done. I stay to your strength and credibility to reality. I stay to move mountains of your power and live tonight hour. I stay because someone here tonight knows they need to be saved. I stay because the price for eternal life that had to be paid. I stay because one day or two the sin sick man should receive my nail-scarred hands. But more importantly, I stay because the only way to make it to my Father is through me. No, why did they crucify me? And the Roman guards and the crowd, arrogance, slowly began to seep out as I began to peep out the apostolic change in the atmosphere, and finally knowing why he stayed, a smile began to go through my tears, and my lack of understanding confused me to diminish as he hung his head and he said, "It